So I had recorded, or thought I'd recorded prior to the Hereford game, quite a bit of content, but as you'd have seen from that short clip, none of it had any sound, so it's as much use of chocolate teacup. Probably not a bad thing, considering I was reasonably positive prior to the Hereford game, and then we got tonked. So saves a bit of embarrassment, I guess. It does mean that this isn't going to get out until Monday probably, so we'll have the Boston game, so hopefully I'm not even more depressed by then. So yeah, apologies about that. Something else that was missed as well, Josh was giving me DMing me about the ground, and then I assume that, well, I've seen it actually on KTFC chat as well, so people are asking what's going on with the ground. They're unhappy, they haven't had any updates. The reason there's no updates is because there are no updates. The contracts have been signed with the council, and that's as far as we've got with it. We haven't progressed that anymore, and that's not because it's not important, it's because there's lots of other things that we need to get done to ensure we've got ground grading things that need to be done before the end of this season. So our time has been spent, or being spent, trying to get those things moving. Plus, because of COVID, the people we needed to have meetings with about potential routes of access and things like that, that was all delayed. No one wanted to do any meetings, and things were shut down. So it's not progressing, and that's not because we don't want it to progress. It's just that's the way it is at the moment. As soon as there is any updates, we will let people know in due course. If people want general updates, there's no update, I'm happy to do them. But again, it's not us trying to hide anything from the fans or keep anything from the fans. It's just the way it is. We need to get another stand with 250 seats in before the end of the season. Otherwise, there's a chance that we could get relegated. So myself and the chairman work very hard on making sure that happens. As well as, we've seen this season that we can draw in 1,200 people. If we start losing games, that goes down, and that's not sustainable. And a team shouldn't be sustainable based on whether it's winning or losing. At some stage, we are going to plateau. Let's be realistic. We haven't got the funds to get this club to the Premier League. So unless someone wins the lotto and wants to come take off our hands, the Premier League is it's not going to happen. So at some stage, we will find our level. Obviously, we don't believe it's this level, but at some stage that will occur. And if you've got a percentage of fans who just drop off because you're not winning leagues or you're not challenging leagues, that's not sustainable to maintain that. So we know what that means. That means that the match day experience has got to be better. So we're working very hard on how we can improve things. So even though things may be happening that you're not seeing now as fans, definitely by the start of the next season and moving through that 22-23 season, you should see things change that hopefully will make a better match day experience. Hopefully people have noticed that there's more youth coming in, so we are trying to track those families in. We are trying to make sure that the next generation of fans are being catered for. So there's lots of things going on behind the scenes that have taken investment, are taking investment, but are for the good of the sustainability of the club, and hopefully stop us having that swing of we want that 1,200, 1,500, 1,800 fans on a regular basis, and that requires them to come and have an enjoyable experience. And that's not trying to take away from the fans that are here, and are great. That is part of the fan experience for those guys. We've got we're trying to build a wider demographic. So you've got people that might want to sit in a quieter area, you've got families that might want to sit. We've got to be able to cater for those people. So not having mega long queues for burgers. Having more toilet facilities, having places where people can sit under cover, but not be part of one of those demographics. They should be able to choose where they want to sit, and hopefully everybody in the ground has the ability to be sheltered and have access to facilities, have access to drinks, food, toilets, those kind of things, and enjoys their time here. So even having not to slosh around in muddy areas and having more more covered covered terracing. So that we are working towards all those things because we know it's important, and that does take investment, and that also becomes before a new ground. There's no point in us building a new ground that will house all these people if we're not going to be able to sustain it, because the number of people that come through the gate won't be able to maintain the running cost and provide a team that's going to be able to be competitive and challenge for things. So that's the balancing act. You can't put all into the team because you then don't improve the facilities. You can't put all in facilities because then if it's too expensive, as we've found with Nen Park. Nen Park was a fantastic facility, but Kettering Town and its fan base could maintain that. So it's making sure that we are building things that are going to be sustainable and mean that the club's going to be around longer. So a lot of things to say that fans may be frustrated, but we are developing things, we are improving things, and hopefully when we do the walk around, we do the pre-season walk around with the guys that come get their season tickets. Hopefully we'll have some new areas to be able to show them, and they'll have seen the improvements, and that should mean more people come through the turnstiles, which should mean more money for the club, which should mean a better playing budget. So yeah, you'll have to bear with us. Well, there you go. Rich Weston, aka Rich English.
Sporting Denver, brilliant here. Fantastic welcome from Ritchie and the crew here at Kettering Town.
Who's going to win today, mate? What do you reckon?
I'm going for 2-1 Kettering.
2-1 Kettering. So there you go. We've got the man in the house telling us how it's going to rock up.
Couple of quid, mate.
Couple of quid. I'm not allowed to bet, mate. Not allowed to bet. It's against the rules.
Richard Weston, to obviously the otherwise known in the Marvel universe as Rich English, from Sporting Denver. What are you doing over here, Rich?
Just popped over, see family and friends, and taking some non-league football. And
so Sunday after the Boston game yesterday, mixed emotions really. Disappointed to throw away a 2-goal lead, but there were improvements, obviously on the 2 previous performances, and obviously still work to be done defensively. It's frustrating to see all of the goals. Actually, I don't think they really did anything spectacular. They were just mistakes that we're making, and we continue to make mistakes. And there's only so many times we can go on about how young our squad is, and them learning their trade throughout the season by making mistakes. But at some stage we need to click into gear and cut out some of these basic errors. So it was disappointing. But as a day, I thought the day went well. Obviously, we have the situation about people complaining about not being able to stand at the stand, and that's a difficult one for the safety officer. When you change ends and you're playing, we're not playing towards the Morrison end of the first half. If people are actually already sat there, it makes it difficult for the stewards to actually go up there and try and decamp somebody. It is about trying to get a balance of the match day. And as we said before, that comes from giving people more opportunities of where they can sit from the start of the game, really, and getting more covered terracing, which goes back onto the point that I was trying to make previously about how do we keep every demographic of the fan base happy, and that that's ultimately our goal. But people need to realise that the club are doing what we can, but if someone, if you've got 40-50 people that are already sitting at the back of the stand, and they've been there for 45 minutes of the game, how would you feel if we come along and said, you guys have been standing, you've now got to move? I know there'd be massive uproar. So it's trying to get that balancing act. We do try to kick towards that end, because we know historically that's where the issues about standing have come. But hopefully getting another stand in on the same side as the clubhouse side with bigger capacity seating will alleviate that. That'll allow people that want to sit somewhere different to sit. So plans are in place, and we do understand people's frustrations. However, we need to be balanced in our approach to make sure that everyone has a decent match day experience. let's wait and see. Let's see what response we get from the team. I know the manager had mixed feelings about the game. I think everyone had mixed feelings about the game. To be up and 2 decent goals. I mean, we didn't fluke our goals. We took our goals. There was no easy options. Some good performances from some of the boys, and we just need to say we seem to have improved at one end of the pitch. We just need to improve at the other end, and hopefully we'll get back onto a run, because there comes a point when, rather than looking upwards and saying we've got games in hand, you're looking downwards saying, are we getting drawn into something? So at some stage we do need to to put some of these games in hand, or the games in hand, to our benefit, and achieve something from that, just to give us that little bit of buffer and that comfort. Something else we've probably not been so hot on recently from a catering perspective is club merchandise. Obviously it's our 150th year next year, so we're keen to make sure that we've got a wider range of products. I'm here with a South Bend hat on and a Shanto Lions jacket, so we are good at it in some areas. So I've got clipped a few things here. You'll be able to see them now.
been a long, long road of dreaming.